Hello again, Jeff Baumgartner here with Light Reading Cable with a brief wrap-up from the Cable-Tec Expo in Orlando, which is made possible by our sponsors GenBand, Hytron Technologies, and Deluxe Entertainment Services Group. As expected, details about the coming DOCSIS 3.1 specs from Cable Labs pretty much dominated the news surrounding the show, since this pretty much represents where cable's data platform is going to be heading here in the foreseeable future. Now, the specs won't be done until sometime next year, and products aren't expected to emerge until 2014 at the absolute earliest. But the plan is to shoot for a platform that puts cable in position to support 10 gigabits per second in the downstream and 1 gigabit per second in the upstream. And that's also going to, in addition to those big speeds, going to put cable on a path so it can not only use its existing spectrum more efficiently, but perhaps by as much as 50%, but also put cable on a more solid migration path toward IP video and the distribution of services, video services on all the screens in the home. And hopefully this will help operators do this all more economically than they could with DOCSIS 3.0. While a lot did happen at Expo, another thing that caught my eye was word that we have a cable operator, Massillon Cable, that's actually in the process of doing what's called a mid-split. And that means you're expanding the upstream path from 5 to 42 megahertz to 5 to 85 megahertz in North American DOCSIS, and essentially double that upstream capacity. Now, Massillon's Kelly Ream mentioned that they're doing this mid-split thing during a panel at the show, and it's actually a pretty big deal. The idea of the mid-split has been talked about for many, many years, and I can remember seeing it mentioned in plenty of PowerPoint slides as one of those proverbial tools in the toolbox for bandwidth management that cable could look to. And if it's done right, the thinking is that the widening the upstream path this way could give operators maybe enough wiggle room for like a decade or more, and kind of given the anticipated demand for upstream versus the more voracious cable downstream. But the mid-split is also something that's expected to be all that easy to pull off. It's supposed to be an extremely painful thing to execute operationally because you're making some significant changes to the cable plant. But Massillon is apparently saying bring the pain, so we'll see how they progress, and we'll keep a close eye on how things proceed heading into 2013. So Massillon's work could provide kind of a proving ground for the mid-split, and if it goes well, maybe offer a blueprint of sorts for other operators that might look at pulling off some sort of mid-split here in the years ahead. So that's it for now. We learned a lot more at Cable-Tec Expo, and I have story ideas to keep me busy for quite some time. So I hope you'll be on the lookout for plenty more coverage down the road.